Alright guys, we are back here for some more Sinoalice content here on the channel. So, got a bit of news we got going on today. So first off, we do have the new Vanguard and Rearguard specialty weapon banners. So, let's first get to the drama that's been going along on Discord, Reddit, other places of people thinking possibly that they are going to split these two banners into just one Vanguard banner and just one Rearguard banner. Now, they could do that, but I'm going to tell you why I think more than likely they are not, and they're going to keep it the way they did the last time. So last time what they had was there was, I believe, 5 support banners, and then there were, there were 4 support banners, sorry, and then there were 2 Vanguard banners. And we're going to go through the list. Actually, let's hop into that real fast just so you guys can see. So we go back to the original global first specialty banners. So we had the Rearguard for orbs. So this was basically just orbs, was one banner. Then we had just instruments. Then we had spears and guns, or spears and bows for Vanguard. Then we had just staffs. Then we had just books. And then we had just physical type for swords and hammers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total banners. So 6, my math was wrong. 6 total banners. So there's 4 for rear guards, 2 for Vanguards. So my reasoning behind that is, why would they all of a sudden change that and move things around and just have 1 full banner for rear guards, 1 full banner for Vanguards? Now, judging from this picture, the 2 new weapons is we're going to get a spear and a sword for Vanguards. We're going to get a staff. Looks like an orb, an instrument. So it looks like we're going to get 1 of each for the supports. So, that being said, for the supports, it would be a really bad move on PokeLabo to put all these support weapons into 1 banner. So I'm pretty sure what they're going to do is they're going to separate these into each banner. So you're going to have your new instrument, you're going to have your new book, you're going to have your new staff, you're going to have your new orb. And then for the Vanguards, the new spear is going to go along with some old, probably bow for the magic DPS banner. And then the physical DPS banner, you'll have the new sword along with some old hammer. Now, the reasoning probably why they do not have a hammer and a bow is because those 2 were just recently on raid up. While they did have other, the rearguard weapons on raid up, it's clear that DPS has way more options as far as weapons go than the supports do. So, that being said, I'm going to get that out of the way. We are going to go into more details as well of going over what the banners were in JP for these specific weapons, and then we'll break into that eventually. But that is the biggest news of what everyone is talking about right now in the Sinoalice community, is how bad of a move will it be on PokeLabo to completely screw over the supports with this banner. Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I'm praying it doesn't for you support players, but we'll have to wait for 100% to see what happens on Thursday morning before we see what happens. So tomorrow morning we may even get the news announcement of how many banners there will be and what the date timelines are going to be for each banner going forward. But considering it's going to drop on a Thursday, I'm thinking they're going to do a support banner every day, and then they're going to do like a DPS banner like every 2 days, something like that is what I think is going to happen. Chime in the comment section down below what you guys think is going to happen. So additionally, I don't think I caught this, but this was on September 7th. They did leak this. This is the Tin Heart event that they're going to have going on soon on Global. This goes with the Sorcerer Pinocchio and that banner. So we should finally be getting him coming to the game because his event is coming. More than likely what's going to happen is he is going to replace the Alice banner, which should be going away on Monday. So more than likely we are going to be getting this event coming Monday, which means probably then Invaders is going to be like the very last week, I guess, of the month. more than likely. So probably when the Pinocchio banner leaves, then that will drop. More than likely what's going to happen. I don't think they're going, or they could run invaders side by side. Could be also next week, but considering there's a new event, I would say at least 2 weeks from now before we're going to get the invader collab, more than likely. They haven't really on Twitter, you know, it's been a while since they even touched on it, if they even did. I mean, I'm going far back here. It doesn't even look like this was the survey and the Hearthstone event. So yeah, it's been a long time since before the pigs teaser, before they even talked about the invaders. So I don't even know if they've done one on Twitter recently, but that's everything from their Twitter account that they've shared news on today. So let's go into first off the Japanese gacha of how it broke down. So we go into here, we go all the way down here. This is the orb that's on rate up. So you guys had Spindle of Distant Thunder, Replenish Magic 2, Evil Hail, Demise 3. Those are the stats at SS. Then you guys see here, this is, I believe that should be Support Boon on an orb. And then, so basically all 3 orbs. So there you guys go. Hanging of the Lamp, Clock of the Machine, Spindle of Distant Thunder. And this is the new one, the blue one. We go into the instruments, Dragon Harp of Silence, Support Boon 2. Very good. And I will go into these a little bit, you know, as well, once we go through this timeline a little bit. And then Violent of Discipline, as well. I believe, wasn't that just, I want to say that was the recent Alice weapon, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that. Then we have Harp of the Strange Burn, another support boon too. So instrument, very good, because you have 2 support boons on rate up, assuming this banner is exactly the same what we do get on the global version. So this is a very strong banner for support players. You have a very good variety of 16, 17, 18 cost weapons on rate up. So more than likely, and it would just make sense because then those would be your 3 weapons and you should have it a 0.66% rate to be pulled. For the spears, they had 2 spears and 1 bow. All 3 weapons with Dauntless Courage 2. So that is something to note. That really does push me into pulling purely on the spear banner. Also to note, guys, that this banner would be super useful for the current raid if you are a DPS player. All 3 of these weapons are going to do massive, super effective damage towards the raid boss, since they are magic attack and they are fire attribute. So you have your massive damage target with your bow and Dauntless Courage 2. You have Inferno Exorcism 3, Dauntless Courage 2. And then Scythe of Burning Steel. This is the featured one, like the one that's going to be on rate up. It is a cost 18 though, so keep that in mind. But it is super good, and we will go over these that in a second here. Then we have our staff banner, which is going to have recovery support 2, which that should be support boon 2, healing light 4, blessed gospel 3. I believe blessed gospel 3 is you get 2 allies heal. Yeah, guaranteed 2 allies heal by a great amount. So very strong there. All right, and we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I had to do some trickery to do that. Okay. So, but I believe this is the featured rate up banner. Let me look. I can tell by the art real fast. We go up here. Let's go back up. Yeah. So it looks like the green staff is the one on rate up. But you do have, this is a single target, you know, massive heal, and then you guys have a recovery support 2, support boon for both of those staffs. So the 16, 17 have the support boon, and then the 18 cost, oh, actually no, the 18 cost is the one on special rate up. So I don't know, these 2 could be cycled out. They may not have these in the banner, because it looks like the blue one is the one on rate up. Yeah, totally, okay. Now I really pay attention to the artwork. Staff of Corpses is the one on rate up. So let's take a quick look at that, actually. 1 to 2 highlights by a great amount and increase their magical attack by a small amount. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Well, that is different because basically that kind of devalues a little bit of the staff banner because that does not have support boons. So that one may be questionable to skip if you're a cleric, depending on how the banner exactly shapes up. If they do add Staff of Incarnation and Rousing Staff into this banner, we'll have to see though. Alright, so next, astronomy book for sure is going to be the featured one. They show that here in the Twitter post. That little map looking thing there, that is astronomy book, and that gives you support boon. A tier 2 skill, we'll look at that in a second. Then you guys have Innermost Secret Pleading, has support boon 2, Curse of Rest 4, and then you guys have Replenish Magic 2, Curse of Debilitation for the Silver Grimoire. So 2 17 cost books and then 1 18 cost book for your Sorcerer banner. Then finally we go into the last banner, which is going to be the Sword Hammer banner, which they are going to have 2 Dauntless Courage 2 swords. They have the Golden Sword, and then they have the Sword of Heated Steel. So let's real quick go into the Golden Sword. That has Dauntless Courage 2, and then it has deal great physical damage to one enemy and increase own physical attack by a small amount. So very good sword. That's actually insanely good. The stats aren't the greatest, but it is an insanely good sword simply because it does have great physical damage and it's an attack buff, and that's for secondary effects of your main skill. That's what we want to see. So the fact that it has Dauntless Courage 2 and a guaranteed small boost in attack, if when Dauntless Courage 2 procs, that's going to significantly give you a super good attack stat increase. So that is super good. So let's go into the sword since we were just on there, which is right here. So this is Sword of Heated Steel. Let's translate that to English real fast. So it is going to have great physical damage to one enemy and decrease your physical defense by a small amount. And once again, the reasoning why this is a little bit worse than the other sword, I would say, even though it does have overall 300 more stats at level 80, is simply just because if you're running a mix of, unless you're running a full physical grid, and then also for colo, I'm sure you're not going to be running only physical damage DPS frontliners. This doesn't apply to any of the paladins or the bow users, so that's the downside of this, but I mean, it's still better than nothing, so it still is something to note. And then obviously Dauntless Courage 2 is gravy. So that is the Sword of Heated Steel. Then we go into the Spear, which is going to be deal great magical damage to 1 and 2 enemies and decrease their magical defense by a small amount. So once again, not a magic attack boost, but it does have Dauntless Courage 2. It's got 46 stats, so still very, very strong at this state and global of having a AoE damage with a magical defense break and has Dauntless Courage 2. So super, definitely worth pulling for, absolutely, in the Spear banner. And like I said, we did see in the Spear banner, assuming we do get the same exact banner on global, that all 3 rate-up weapons on that banner did have Dauntless Courage 2, which is a huge selling point for the magical DPS banner. So let's go into the next one. We kind of already talked about this, but just so you guys know, Astronomy Book 2, we already know it's got support boon, and then also has reduced magical defense of 2 enemies by a small amount. So 2 target magical defense debuff. Obviously, this is going to be more beneficial in your colo teams if you run a lot of magical grid based weapons for your front line, since it is only magical defense. Staff of Corpses, already talked about this. Heal 1 and 2 allies by a great amount and increase their magical attack by a small amount. So once again, this is going to be more beneficial for more magical DPS characters. And it does have Replenish Magic 2, not Support Boon 2, which especially for healers, SP is not really that big of a deal. So it not having Support Boon does hurt this a little bit, and it is an 18 cost weapon. So I believe this is the only one of these that doesn't have like the super good Colosseum support skill. I think all the others had support boon, so unfortunately there's that. And then finally the instrument is going to have support boon. It's also going to have increase the physical attack of 1 to 2 allies by great amount. So very, very good. So basically here we see that the book is going to dedicate for your magical attackers, and then the instrument is going to be dedicated for your physical attackers, as far as your sorcerer and minstrel package goes. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for you guys today. Once we know for sure on the banners, then we will do proper should you summon videos. I'll probably let Spoot do that. Hopefully we get the details of the banners of like exactly how they're splitting. what they're going to be putting in the pool for all those banners coming up soon. But there's no telling, you know, what Pokélabo does from the global version to the JP version. But once again, guys, do not go into a tirade or a riot and like start flaming Pokelabo's Twitter or Facebook or anything or Reddit until we know for sure what's happening. So just take a deep breath, guys. Just play the game today. Let's wait to see if we get any news tomorrow morning. If we don't get any news concrete tomorrow morning, let's wait for the update on Thursday morning, and let's see exactly what they say is going to happen, all right? So this is your boy, Misery Gaming. If you guys did enjoy today's video of the overview of the news of the potential banners that we are going to have this week, make sure you guys drop a like down below. Comment down below what you guys think of the new weapons we know for sure that are going to be coming to global, and if you guys do plan to pull on them depending on how they do the banners, let me know all that details in the comment section down below, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and ring that bell for future notifications so you do not miss the next upload of Sinoalice here on the channel. And I hope you guys have a great day once again, and I'll see you all in the next video.